that's the instrumental of the track that Cate Ferris and I being Champion Fever, we made, put out recently, called Blinkers. And this video is essentially me showing off what we did under the guise of trying to inspire and educate. But the point, I guess, with this particular video and this particular track is that it happened really fast, and Cate and I were in the studio mucking about. I made the original idea, the original sort of chords and the beat. It was all done on this old bad boy, the Yamaha PSS-470, 20 quid years ago. And basically I came up with this very quick little idea, sent it to Cate, said, what do you think of this? Can you make a song? She came to the studio, and then everything you hear on this track in terms of synths is just the result of that first jam, and then we sculpted it. I think it's a good example of working without thinking. It's like that flow state thing, just what's feeling good, even mistakes, even with things you wouldn't necessarily choose. I'm going to show you the synths specifically in this video, or anything that's not drums. It's all kind of made out of moments, and then those moments being copied, pasted, looped, chopped into, etc. The first kind of section I'm going to play, which just kind of shows you the basis of the kind of the chords. Little build up, little click. That's the drums that are going underneath it. So we've got this sound here. That's holding all together. We've got this fuzzy, fizzy lead part. Little kind of West Coast hip hop vibe. This little staccato thing comes in here. With delay on it. You know, I can see here this little transition. I've reversed this note. And this other sound here, I've called it quack. I have no idea how I made that. It's just a little transitional moment, basically. And then we've got underneath in the intro, we've got this ambient guitar. And I'd done some guitar stuff with a delay pedal, and I just found this one little loop. And it's got reverb, and that and the synthesizers together, they've got different textures, so they work well together and they kind of complement each other. There's this like thing comes in. That's 2 layers of OP1 synth. One sound being this. The other being this. It's vibrato, making the note move a little bit. And I like how as the sounds are sort of changing and moving and evolving in their own way, they kind of have this sort of strange phase relationship. It helps them kind of pop out of the mix a bit. Cool. And then this is the bass. You can hear that pumping. That's track spacer. Just pulling out every time the kick hits, that low end pulls out. So if hearing it on its own, you can hear that happening. If I put the drums in and have the bass together. Yeah, and the bass comes from the Yamaha. Sounds great, like you get a lot of low end off that synth. Other cool thing that's happening on this section is this 2 sounds coming from the Surge XT3 software synth, I think. Adding some syncopation. Second sound. That's got like a weird stereo phasing thing going on. This one's completely mono with some spring reverb. So together, one's got the weird stereo surround sound thing and one's in the middle, but they're both doing the same riff. So those two things together. I love doing that with synths. If one sound's covering like left or right stereo, if you just have that on its own, sometimes it can be hard for the ear to know, like, oh, where's that sound coming from? And I can't really pinpoint it, and it loses its power. So if you double it with another sound, similar sound, doing the same thing, put that right at the middle of the stereo field, then the ear's got both that and that. You can't hear them as two sounds. You hear that as one sound. And it has this, I put this beep sound in, second verse. Also got this bleep fizz sounds that comes in, moving around, and I've got a harmony, that beat doing a harmony. So there's quite a lot of things going on, but they all do their thing. It's about polyrhythm, it's about syncopation, and high end's got a certain energy and low end's got a certain energy, and taking things away and putting in injects energy, it takes it away. Release and building. It drops down to the more, the guitar comes in, the higher notes, a little bit of this sort of guitar ambient sound. This is a transition moment. Probably my favourite bit of the song, though. I love that. How do you like this view? So it's leading to the kind of the main chorus. I bounced the main keyboard to another track. I just took a little snippet of that, put it through loads of different effects, filter, automated stuff. It goes from this to little mad transition, and layered on top of that we have the quack sound, and then we have whooshes, and then we have a OP1. There's more stuff that happens later, like this kind of breakdown section in the song. I took the entire, or everything that isn't drums and vocals. So I've got a drum group, a vocal group, and then an everything else group. And within that group, there's other groups. So the not drums group has a filter as it comes out of this instrumental section into the quiet verse. It filters down, moves around. I've automated that filter just so it has, it's like almost a bit like a DJ might cut the high end, you know, do a low pass filter on the top. Obviously that opens up again as it comes out. Because it was, the chords were like ambiguous, they weren't major or minor, they just had root fifths and ninths, I think. And then this just gives it a major feel, and it's really nice. Don't forget the guitars coming in here, obviously, you know. And then we've got this like funk. Final section has guitars join that new synth riff that comes in. Two parts layered, and then the little tiny snip of a solo. I did this kind of crazy lead solo that we didn't really go for in the end, so just found this one little rhythmic bit of that solo. Just adds energy, like. And one of my favourite things, a nice high synth string gives the final chorus a real open, big, celebratory, triumphant sound. That's a good little arrangement trick. If you've got a kind of repeating chorus or you want the final chorus to go extra, get a synth with a nice string sound on there, or a high pad sound. I've used this one here from the Korg monologue. It's very wide. It's got a high note and a fifth in there, I think it is. So it's just droning. That comes in after a particular vocal flourish. That was the moment of the harmony, the lead vocal just go boom. And so when it gets there, so yeah, I love doing that. Anyway, this is called Blinkers, Cate Ferris, Champion Fever. Yeah, let me know if you want to hear a video on the drums and the vocals. Like and follow for more.